guys, Marcy here, and welcome to my current favorites and hate-its. So it has been quite a while since I have done one of these. I probably haven't done one of these since like March or something, so I can't even say it's a monthly favorite. These are just all things that I have really been either loving or absolutely hating this summer season. Without further ado, let's begin. So to start off, this is the newest thing to my collection. It just came in my Sephora Play package this month, and it is from Kat Von D. Her Lock-It Concealer Cream, a little mini, and this one is in number M19 Cool. I love the formula on it. It's very comparable to like a Tarte Shape Tape without being so full coverage. It's great for everyday wear. And what I love about this particular shade is it's almost like a yellowy, peachy kind of color. It cancels out everything. It can cancel out dark circles. It can cancel out dullness in your face or scarring from acne and any discoloration that you have. It blends like a dream. Like, it's so easy to blend. It's extremely lightweight. I see that it doesn't give me really any creasing or anything out of the ordinary happening under my eyes. It doesn't make me look super dry. I don't even know if you really even need to set it, but I am totally sold on it, and I'm seriously considering going and buying the full size, because this with Tarte Shape Tape is like the unstoppable combination as far as I'm concerned. So my next favorite is something that has been around for quite some time now, but it's newly discovered to me, and come to find it's very similar to one of my favorite all-time makeup formulas. And I'm talking about the Maybelline Dream Liquid Mousse Foundation. Now, if you are a fan of Jeffree Star, you may have recently seen him rave about this apparently, but my all-time favorite foundation was the Maybelline Dream Wonder. It came with like a weird little dropper applicator. It wasn't even a dropper, it was just like a little teardrop at the bottom, and it was kind of weird packaging, but the formula was super thin. It was easily blendable. It literally looked like skin, which is why I loved it so much. And it's since been discontinued and is next to impossible to find. And even if you can find one, it's probably super old and just has gone bad. I had to throw the two that I had away because they just went bad and I couldn't use them anymore, and I was so sad. But I saw Jeffree talk about this, and then I saw a couple other people talk about this, and I'm like, well, it's under that Maybelline Dream line. So I'm wondering if they just kind of took the Dream Wonder foundation and kind of put it into this packaging. And it's pretty darn close. It is not the same. By all means, it's not the Dream Wonder foundation in different packaging, but it's about as close as you're going to get. So if you loved that foundation, you were super sad that they discontinued it, because I know there's more of you out there. Check this out, seriously, because it really is like almost it exactly, and it's a perfect shade match. I'm in number 50 Creamy Natural, and I used number 40 and number 50 in the Dream Wonder, and I'm finding that the colors are also very similar. So I'm super happy I gave this a shot and found it, because it's replacing one of my all-time favorite formulas. So let's talk about a miss. I can't remember where I got this from. I think it was a subscription box. It's from SUPERGOOP, and it's their setting mist with rosemary, and apparently it's supposed to have a matte finish along with SPF 50. It says it's a 3-in-1 that sets makeup, controls oil, and delivers UV photo aging protection. Now, I don't know if it's just, and now it completely came apart. I don't know if it's just this packaging, because it's like a sample spritzer, but the spray is really just strange. It's a terrible sprayer. Like, you get like 3 droplets on your face and that's it. But besides the point, even if the sprayer was great, when I spray this onto my skin, it literally stings. Like, it hurts. So I don't know what's in this that's giving me some kind of reaction, but whatever it is, my skin does not like it because as soon as I come in contact with it, it's physically stinging my skin. As far as mattifying, I haven't seen a real huge difference for it to be a matte or mattifying setting spray. The SPF 50 I don't know about. The smell, I don't know if I'd say with rosemary. It does have a smell. It's not an obnoxious smell, but it's not a smell that I personally love. And all around, I think they just failed. All around, I think this was just a fail, and I don't like it at all. So another hit that I want to talk about, and I was so happy to actually get this. It's the Benefit Bronzed and Sculpted little mini kit. I actually gave one of these away with my giveaway, but I didn't pick one up for myself. So this is $17. You can get it in Sephora and Ulta. And what it is, it's a little trio of kind of Benefit's cult classics. You have your Hoola bronzer, a little mini of the original Hoola shade. You have the What's Up illuminating stick, and then you have the newer Hoola Quickie contour stick. And honestly, I have been loving all 3 of them. Like, one of my favorite purchases of the summer for sure. I've never used the Benefit Hoola bronzer before, and I know it's a cult classic and everybody loves it, but I never got around to trying it. I actually like the little brush that comes with it. It's actually really useful, and I love that they give you a little plastic thing to put it in so you're not just throwing it in with the powder. This is actually a really, really good shade. I'm wearing it right now. It's not too warm, it's not too cool. It's like the perfect shade, and I understand why everyone likes this so much now. And it blends like a dream. Same with the Quickie contour stick. I really like this. For a long time now, as far as cream contouring and highlighting goes, I use the NYX Wonder Stick, I think it's called. But when you go to blend it out with a beauty blender, it tends to disappear. So like, you get all this pigment on your face, and as soon as you blend it, it kind of just disappears, and I'm not sure where it goes. This one, it's super easy to apply, it's super easy to blend, and the pigment stays where you want it to stay without really dissolving into nothing. And it's a beautiful shade. It's perfect for contouring. As far as the WhatsApp lighter goes, I really like this. It's not too blinding. It's somewhere in between like natural and glowing to the gods. I'm also wearing this today, and it's just a really, I don't even know if you're going to be able to see it with this lighting. It's just a very neutrally champagne-y shade that's flattering for a lot of people. If you have a very dark complexion, this would probably be too light for you, but then again, so would the rest of the kit probably, because Hoola probably would not work for you either. But if you're somewhere between fair to medium skin tones, I think that everything would be really nice on you. And for $17 for the 3 items, I think it's a pretty good deal. So overall, I'm very pleased that I bought that. I got to try 3 cult classic Benefit favorites that I've never gotten to try before, and I have 3 new products now that I have fallen in love with. So another miss on my end is actually from Tarte, and it is the Tartiste lip paint. Now this one in particular is in the shade Delish, but it's not the shade that I don't like as much as it's the overall formula, and this is the only one I have, so I don't know if the formula is the same across the board, but there's just something about this formula that I just don't like. It applies nice, like it's pigmented, it's creamy, it's smooth, but I feel like it never fully dries down completely matte, and I feel like it gets very tacky feeling, and I don't like that. Like, if it's gonna be a lip paint or a matte lipstick, I either want it to mattify completely or just be like a regular lipstick, not that somewhere tacky but never fully dries in between shade. For as pretty as this shade looks, in about 5 minutes, it will look about 3 shades darker also. So I'm just not really a fan of that, so it's kind of deterred me from trying other Tarte liquid lipstick products. Moving right along, this, I don't know if this is still available because I've had this for a long time, but it has been such a lifesaver this summer, and it's the Revlon Photoready Skinlights. Now this I use as a bronzer. It says Face Illuminator, and it's in number 400 Bronze Light. So they do have like a whole shade range, like a peach one, a gold one, a champagne one, and this one. And basically it's just a bronzer, but what I love is I will just use this just for bronzing, but I will also mix this into foundations right now to warm them up so they match the tan that I have. And it works amazingly for that. And as you can see, it's just a very, very warm toned bronzer. And it blends well. Like I said, I've had it for years. I found no difference in the formula from it sitting. While I do use it for bronzing my face, I really, really love the effect I get when I mix this with foundation, because it just gives it enough. So this has been a staple for me, and I don't, like I said, I've had it for a long time. I don't even know if they still make it. If they don't still make it, I'm going to cry because I'm probably very close to running out of this one. But if they do still make it and you can find it, I highly suggest that you pick it up, because that way you can just use the same foundations year round. Just add a couple drops of this into your favorite foundations for the summertime when you have a tan, mix it together, and you will have your perfect shade. It warms it up beautifully, and it's totally worth whatever it is. And it's drugstore. How can you beat that? My two eyeshadow palettes that have been my go-to all summer are these two right here. So of course we have the Too Faced Sweet Peach and the Tarte Pro palette. I use these interchangeably. I use them together, especially because this one is 99% mattes. And then I will often go into Sweet Peach to pick whatever shimmering colors I want from this. I'm not a huge fan of the scent of this palette, although it's not deterring to me or off-putting to me in any way. It's just very sweet. But I do absolutely love the colors, specifically these middle peachy shimmer colors like Caramelized, Candied Peach, and Puree is probably my favorite. Puree is this beautiful, beautiful golden peach color. Oh my god, it's stunning. Focus, focus. Look at how beautiful that is. Oh, I love it. These two totally, if you love mattes and you're really don't have like a lot of matte colors that are on trend right now, this is a good palette. However, I will say that this does, I feel personally, that this pulls more cool toned than warm toned. So you do have this one row right here that has like your oranges, your peaches, your transitions, but then you have your purples, your grays, your pinks, you know what I mean? So you do have a nice mix in here, and they do blend really nicely on the eye, so I have been really loving those for summer. I do have two more products left. Both are misses. The first one, and you guys might murder me on this, but I don't like the L'Oreal Voluminous Carbon Black Mascara. I'm sorry, I can't get on board. I find it gets my lashes very clumpy. I don't know if it's just because of the formula or because of the wand or not, but I find that I have to just pull a lot of clumps or globs out of my mascara after applying this, and I don't like the way it makes my lashes look. I don't think it does things that other mascaras that I have that I absolutely love do, and so it's just kind of like for me. The last hit I had and I already returned it, and I bet you know what I'm gonna say. Yes, I am talking about the Anastasia Beverly Hills Subculture palette, and guys, I cannot express to you how badly I wanted that palette to be a hit, because those colors in that palette speak to me on like a spiritual level. Like, those are my colors, okay? much more so than modern renaissance is. Those colors in Subculture I could wear every day and be happy for the rest of my life. Unfortunately, what transpired with that palette, I did buy it. I bought it on release date. The day it showed up in my mailbox was the day that Alyssa Ashley and everyone else, Raw Beauty Christie, that was the day that everybody started posting all of the crazy reviews. And I just went, oh no. But I waited. The mailman came, he dropped it off, I took it out, I tried, they swatched nicely, and then I tried to blend them, and they are super pigmented. I tried a million different ways, and I'm not even saying that mine was completely unworkable, because I was able to get a few looks out of it, and maybe if I have it on footage still, I'll insert it here. It wasn't terrible, but it wasn't amazing. And besides from the pigmentation and the blending and the fallout, what really drew me to return it was time versus money. So that palette I spent 42 of my hard-earned dollars on, and my issue, am I going to take the time and wake up an extra hour to an hour and a half earlier to make sure that my eyeshadow is properly applied and well blended before I walk into work? No. Am I going to want to sit there every morning and pull out a palette that I don't really like using because I know how hard it is to work with? No. So then, is it worth the $42, even though the colors are great, even though it's very pigmented? Is it worth the $42 if you look at it and you go, I don't have the time to mess with that every day, or I don't have the time to clean up the fallout, or I don't have the time to blend for a million years? It's not worth it. At least to me, it was not worth it. And so I decided to return the palette, and they accepted my return, no problem, you know what I mean? But that for me, because I think everyone saw what a hit modern renaissance was, and everyone was expecting the same quality, the same outcome, and it didn't happen. And I think one of the major faults on Norvina's and Anastasia's parts of that was changing the formula and then not telling anyone that it was going to be an entirely different formula, because you can't really call it the sister palette to modern renaissance if there's nothing similar about it at all. So that's just my thought on that, just food for thought. But I mean, the colors are beautiful, and if I had the time to dedicate every day to making that palette work, I would have kept it. But unfortunately, I just don't, and I think a lot of people probably don't, and I think that's why they're upset. So that is it. That is my current hits and misses for the beauty world. I hope you guys enjoyed. As always, any questions, comments, you know where to leave them down below. And if you like what I bring to YouTube, you can always just like this video, subscribe to my channel, and follow me on all of my social media. You can find me at Marcy_Kayy with 2 eyes, just like it is here. I hope you guys are having a great week. Thank you so much for watching. I love you, and I'll see you later. Mwah. Bye.